Hi guys. So welcome to our first cooking lesson with Sport Western. My name is Olivia and I am actually a master's student. I'm studying nutrition and dietetics and I'm starting my dietetic internship in just a couple weeks actually. So I know lots about food and I wanted to share my love of food with you guys. So we're doing 2 demos today. This first one is going to be making, I call it Greek yogurt bark, or you can call them Greek yogurt popsicle bites. So they're really delicious and they're really easy to make. They just take a couple hours to freeze in the freezer. So I've set up most of my stuff here of everything I need. So the first thing I did, very important to do, is make sure you clean down whatever area you're cooking in. So take some Lysol wipes, soap and water, just make sure it's nice and clean, okay? And then after that, I put my hair up to make sure I didn't get any hair into the food, and I washed my hands really good. So at least for 30 seconds with soap and water, and I got my thumbs and under my nails, so hands are nice and clean, and we're ready to go. So I've gathered everything I need, but some things I use, you can use differently. So everyone will need Greek yogurt, honey or maple syrup, and vanilla extract, okay? So what we're going to do first is take our Greek yogurt, and mine is a fresh one. Just bought it yesterday. Open it. Don't be afraid to ask mom and dad for help if you need any help with opening things. And we're going to take my 1 cup. So this says 1 cup on it. Oh, I'm just kidding. I grabbed the wrong one. This is 3/4. And that's why it's good to always check before you start cooking. So it looks like my 1 cups are dirty. So what I'm going to do instead is use a 1/2 cup and then have to do some extra math to figure out how much I need. So a 1/2 cup, I'll need 2 of them to equal 1 cup. And I need 2 cups of Greek yogurt in total. So that's going to be 4 1/2 cups. So there's 1, 1/2, another 1/2, so we're at 1 cup. And I'm going to have just enough. 1 1/2 cups in there. I'm going to have just a little bit of Greek yogurt left. So, make sure you buy a container that is at least 750 grams, okay? So that should be enough. And my thing's almost done, so I'm just going to grab a spatula and just grab the rest of it because a little bit extra in this baking is okay. So, I've got my spatula to help wipe it clean. I'm going to get all the edges out. Pretty much wiped my container clean. Perfect. Now I can keep my spatula because I'm going to need something to stir anyway. So I try to keep my area clean as I can. So I'm going to clear out what I don't need anymore. So I don't need this 1/2 cup. And I don't need my yogurt container. So I'm going to rinse those things out after. And then throw away my garbage. So I've got my yogurt ready. Now I'm going to take my honey, and I need 1/4 cup of that, or maple syrup. So took my lid off, double check my measurement, I got the right cup. So pour it over top of that bowl that already has the yogurt in it. Perfect, and now I add that honey. Gonna roll right in there. And I can take this spatula that I was using before and use it to scrape out the edges of that honey. So I get every last delicious drop. So, done with this, I'm gonna put it in the sink. And then my last ingredient is going to be a teaspoon of vanilla. So now that I'm done with my honey, I'm gonna move that out of the way so I don't knock anything over. So I got my vanilla and my teaspoon, so it says right on there. I'm gonna measure it over top, and then I put it right in. Now I'm done with those. So dirty dishes go into the sink and then later into the dishwasher. So now it's all combined in my bowl. I'm gonna stir it, but not stir too hard that it all goes over the edge. We don't want that. So now we've created our sweet mixture. So I use plain Greek yogurt. So 2 cups of that, 1/4 cup of honey, or you can use maple syrup. So if there are any babies in your house and you want them to try it, don't use honey. Babies can't have honey. Now I've got it nice and mixed. So what I'm going to do next is I have a baking sheet with a piece of parchment paper on it. So that will help prevent it from getting totally stuck to my baking sheet. So I'm going to pour it onto here. You can use something that's a little bit smaller if you want. That will make your yogurt pieces a little bit thicker, okay? So your popsicle bites will be easier to eat. Or you can make them a little bit thinner. They just might melt a little bit quicker. But I've already done this with the thinner pieces and it was still really yummy. You just gotta make sure you have a paper towel with you. So I'm gonna spread it out onto my baking sheet. And I'm using my spatula to get all of that out of the bowl. It smells so good already. And the best part about these demos is they're actually, so I called them baking, but they're more like no bake because you don't have to use the oven. Just the fridge. You don't have to turn the fridge on to hot. All right, so it's on my parchment paper. I'm gonna spread it out a little bit. So I don't want it to be so thick that I don't get many pieces out of it. So I'm spreading it, using my spatula again. I'm trying to make it even and on the parchment paper. So notice this. I'm not licking my fingers because if other people are going to eat this, I don't want to lick my fingers and do that. If it's only you eating it, then that's okay. But we got to remember our good, important food safety. All right, I'm getting it spread out so it's not too thick in one spot. This is going to be so yummy. And hopefully it will be frozen in time for me to have for dessert. It's also really good as a snack during the day. You could have it for breakfast. Lots and lots of options. All right, I got it spread out really nice. And it's actually staying nice and thick for me. So I'm gonna have some good popsicle pieces. So again, you can call this yogurt bark, or you can call it popsicle pieces. Oh, I think I changed the name on it again. Let's just stick with yogurt bark. I got it. And now that I'm done with this bowl, I'm gonna clear it out of my area so I don't accidentally knock it over. And I've got a little bit of yogurt on my hands, so I'm just gonna rinse it because I know I'm sharing. I got the paper towel. So now comes the fun part of decorating it however you want. So I've got strawberries, okay? Cut up some strawberries. I've got some blueberries. I also have some almonds. So they're already cut up nice and thin. I've got some pumpkin seeds. Another name for them are pipettes. Okay? And I also have walnuts. But if anybody in your house has a nut allergy, you don't have to use any nuts. You can use just fruit, or you could add some fun things like chocolate chips, or score pieces, or M&Ms, whatever you guys want. Maybe I will add some chocolate chips too. All right, I got a couple chocolate chips I can add as well. So I'm gonna start with my fruit pieces. So I'm just gonna take my strawberries and I'm gonna push them into the yogurt. So my strawberry pieces are a little bit thicker. So what I'm going to do is also grab a knife. So if it's a sharp knife, make sure you ask mom and dad for help with it. And you can just cut those into thin slices. So you don't want it to be too thick, or else it'll stick out of the yogurt a lot. So I'm just cutting, and then I'm pushing it into the yogurt. So I'll make sure I come hold this up nice and close to the camera at the very end so you can see what it looks like. Perfect. Get some yogurty hands, but that's okay. It all washes off after. So this one's awesome. For summer, it's a great summer treat for sure. But again, make sure if you take it outside on a hot day, that you bring some paper towels with you. All right, I've added some strawberries. Now I'm gonna add some blueberries. And the blueberries are pretty small already, so I don't need to cut those up. So I'm just gonna take them, and I've already washed them. Then I'm gonna swoosh them in to my yogurt. Making sure that there's no little stems on them still, because sometimes they have that. I just took that off. Make sure I take rid of both of those. Grab some more blueberries. So if you use just red fruit, you could actually make it Canada Day themed. This is looking good. So I don't have any nut allergies, so I'm also going to use some almonds. So I'm going to grab some of these shaved or sliced almonds. I'm going to sprinkle them around. And then if anything is kind of stuck up at the top, I'm just going to push it in a little bit with my fingers, but not too far. So it's nice and messy, and that's okay. And I'll just gently move that. And then I'm also going to get some pumpkin seeds, take a handful of those, and again, sprinkle them like I did with the almonds. Ooh, it's nice and colorful. All right, so before I cook this up, I'm just going to rinse my fingers again. Oh, and I almost forgot my chocolate chips. I'm going to grab a couple chocolate chips. I'm going to just pour it into my hand. All right, I got a handful, and I'm going to sprinkle and stick them in. This is going to be delicious. All right, and now it's ready to go in the freezer. So this is what it looks like when it's all ready. So remember, you can use whatever fruit you want. You could use mangoes, pineapple, you could use score pieces or M&Ms, whatever your favorite treats are. But make sure you get some good fruit in there too, because then that way you get a nice fruit serving of it. So I'm gonna put that in the freezer for 3 hours at least, so it gets nice and rock hard. And then when it's done, I'm gonna take it out, and I'm using a big knife, which I'm gonna make sure I have permission to use first. I'm gonna cut it up, and then I can just eat piece by piece. Have fun, guys. Hi guys, it's Olivia, and we're back making some more delicious bake, no-bake treats. So for this one, we're gonna be making energy balls, and there's many ways you can make these, but this is my favorite way to make them. So as I've mentioned before, I am a Master of Science in Foods and Nutrition student, and I'm actually starting my dietetic internship in a few weeks. So this time next year, I will be a registered dietitian. So I have lots of experience with food and food safety and food hygiene and good eating. So I wanted to share some of my favorite treats with you. And here comes another one. So these are my no-bake energy bites. So what you need for these, you've got some oats. You can buy gluten-free oats if that's what someone in your family needs or if that's what you need. You need some type of nut butter. So I'm using peanut butter, but if someone in your house has a peanut allergy or a different type of nut allergy, you can use something called wow butter. So that's just a little bit of a different form of nut butter, but there's no nuts in it, so it's pretty cool. And if someone has a peanut allergy, maybe you've already tried it. So you guys can give wow butter a try. You're also going to need either maple syrup or honey. So I'm going to use maple syrup today. You need some vanilla extract. I have chia seeds and flax seed, but make sure you buy ground flax seed because ground flax seed is something that our bodies can digest, but whole flax seed, our bodies can't digest the shell. So it just goes through our whole digestive tract, comes out the other end, and we didn't gain any nutrients from it. So we want ground flax seed. And then I like adding chocolate chips, but you could add your favorite treat as well. So you could go chocolate chips or butterscotch chips, or maybe even score pieces or M&Ms or Smarties. So you can pick what sort of treat you want to add to it. So I wash down my surface and I clean my hands really good before I started. And I also put my hair up so I didn't accidentally get my hair into the food because nobody wants to eat that. So I'm going to start by measuring out 2 cups of oats. So I got my cup. I take a big scoop and I kind of level it off. So the nice part about baking with no baking in the oven is that you don't have to be perfect with your measurements. Okay. So now I've got my 2 cups of oats, and I'm all done with this ingredient, and because I have a small space, I'm going to move it out of the way. I'm also going to move my container out of the way, or my cup out of the way, because I don't have a lot of space, and I don't need to use that one again. So now I'm going to grab my peanut butter, and I need a half cup of peanut butter. So luckily, I have a half cup, and I double checked just to make sure. So I'm going to grab a spoon. I'm going to take a big spoonful of peanut butter and put it right into that half cup to measure it out. So digging deep in, because this started almost done. And I'm putting it into my half cup. So it's hard when my hands aren't very big. And now they're covered in peanut butter. So I'm not going to lick those hands though, because I'm sharing my teeth with other people and I don't want to lick them because you don't want to share that with anybody else. So I'm almost topped up, and I still do have a little bit of peanut butter left in there. So I didn't need my other jar. So I'm leveling that off. So again, it doesn't have to be perfect. And I'm scooping it now out of my half cup and into my bowl of oats. Using my finger, that's okay if you get dirty. But what I'm going to do right now is go to the sink and rinse my hands so that I don't get everything covered with peanut butter. So I just took a little bit of soap there because peanut butter is really sticky. Wipe my hands. Perfect. So now I'm done with my peanut butter. I'm going to move that out of the way. Put it right back in the cupboard where it belongs since it's right in front of me. All right. Now I need 1/3 cup. So again, it's labeled on here of maple syrup. So again, you can use honey or maple syrup. And if you don't want it to be as sweet, so I like things a little bit on the sweet side, you can use a little bit less. So you could do 1/4 cup instead if you wanted. Perfect. So I did a little bit less than 1/3. And again, because we're not actually baking it in the oven, that's okay. Because my measurements don't have to be exact. All right, so I'm all done with this, and I'm putting it in the sink. Oh, my assistant teaspoon is here. All right, next up, I have 1/4 cup of my ground flax seeds. So got my 1/4 cup, put it in the bag, leveling it off just roughly. Putting my flax seed in. Good stuff. Awesome. So flaxseed has lots of fiber. It also has omega-3s. I'm just double checking, make sure I say those right. So omega-3s are healthy fats, and fiber is really good for your digestive tract. Next, moving on to chia seeds. So I'm going to use 1 tablespoon. So I've got a few on this ring right here. I'm going to scoop in 1 tablespoon. And you know what? I actually feel like adding 2 today. And that's okay. I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of omega-3s. Chia seeds also have omega-3s in them, which are a nice healthy fat for you. Then I'm going to take my vanilla, and I believe I need 1 teaspoon. I'm just double checking my favorite recipe. Yep, 1 teaspoon. So here's my teaspoon. Squeeze it over my bowl as not to make a mess. Perfect. And now my last ingredient, my chocolate chips. So mini chocolate chips work the best because they take up less space. But I only have regular semi-sweet chocolate chips. So I'm doing about a 1/4 cup. And I put them right in there. Now I'm going to take my spatula and combine it all. So it's going to be kind of sticky where the peanut butter is at first. That's okay. You just keep working it around. And then you're going to have that peanut butter coat everything. That smells good. So mix it in good. Make sure there's no straggly pieces. Something else you could also add if you like it, if you like dried raisins or dried cranberries. Well, I guess raisins are always dried. Raisins are dried grapes, so if you like raisins, you could add raisins. All right, I've got it nice mixed. Everything is coated, so those oats are all coated. So now you have 2 options. You can either start to roll them into little balls, just as they are right now, but I find it easier if you put them in the fridge for half an hour. So I'll put my oat mixture in the fridge for half an hour and then start to roll them. But if you want, you can take them, squish them together, and you're going to end up with a ball that looks like this. All right? And then you're definitely going to want to put them in the fridge to let them cool off and harden up so that they're not at room temperature. You want them a little bit on the cold side. And then I just leave mine in the fridge. And sometimes I put them in the freezer just so that they stay nice and cold even when I take them out for a little bit. So that's everything. Thank you guys for tuning in again. And before I can stop it, I rinse my hands because now they're all sticky. So make sure too that when you're rolling your energy bites together, that you make your hands a little bit wet. It'll make them less sticky. All right, you guys, have a great day.